Clock in, clock in. Black guy that just walked in.
Ain't talking about no pay. Hold up, I ain't tryna talk what it is and what it ain't. We could write it up with chalk. I'm Big A, a big stepper, and I do this shit for real. Hold up, really in the field. Hold up, really could get killed. All this hot shit out here got me tripping. Think I need some milk. I got 33 like Scottie Pippen. I could flip a whip. He don't tie his shoes, so now he tripping. Fill him up with penicillin. Being a bitch, I don't know the feeling. Rhyme with me, you know you winning.
Team Black got a stunt up, man. Yo, it look like they got a warrant out for Lil Baby and his arrest, bro. So Lil Baby was shooting a video July of 2024. And after his music video, 2 people ended up getting shot and killed. Now, I ain't gonna lie, the video we about to react to today is the police coming up and giving an update on the situation, letting it be known that, you know, they getting down to the bottom of what's going on. And it seems like, to me, they are clearly blaming Lil Baby for what happened that day. I'm tempted to see how they gonna really tie the whole situation to Lil Baby. Cause as far as what I got from it, Lil Baby came and shot a video. You know, they putting their spin on it. They saying Lil Baby was in his rival's area when he shot the video. But the thing is, Lil Baby left and then this situation happened. Now, the only thing that confused me is the fact that they are trying to make Lil Baby responsible for it. Like he pulled up to do some criminal activities instead of just shooting a music video. But it gotta be something deeper that we don't know that is going on for them to be having these strong ass accusations. And I guess we might find out when we look at this press, but we do gotta go back to see what happened, fam. You feel me? Now, this was a clip that TMZ had posted of what happened. Let's see what's going on. I'm guessing this after the video. They still hanging out. They outside. You know? Okay.
What the fuck? Where you at?
Oh, they stopped moving that thing real quick. They got up out of there.
He's gone. You can put it up. He gone.
Who the fuck was that?
I just sat right here and watched the whole time, bro. Hey, the real smooth, bro. Real smooth, bro. Them like they were shooting their own video the whole time. They were plotting on their ass.
Oh, that's a different.
Yeah, he's shooting it. Man, get your ass up. I'm getting down like they tell you in the military. He got blacking, man. Them boys gone, man. He's shooting at nobody.
Nah, it was just a nigga on the side of that wall with a stick, though.
You get the fuck out the way.
But them they get for always trying to just accept the money.
Man, what the fuck you doing?
Damn. Hey, still letting off. Trying to get to the car. You need to be ducking for cover like other was doing.
Some in a white car got down there and started shooting back up at them. Yeah, they was in a white car. They stopped down there at the cut right there and let loose.
He don't know if he want to get in the car or leave. Huh? He don't know what he want to do.
Yeah.
Oh,
man, you were coming back with your enough artillery down there.
Damn, I ain't gonna lie. That sounded like crazy though. What? At the music video is just top tier crash out material. Like them boys was willing to crash out. But let's see what outcome happened and, you know, the update on what's going on now.
Thank you, Director Spikes. Good afternoon, everyone. Appreciate you all coming out here today, as you always do as a strong partner, making sure we have a safe Atlanta, Georgia. I'm joined today by our actually very brand new special agent in charge of the Atlanta field office, Paul Brown. Welcome, sir. I believe this is your first week here in Atlanta. Yes, sir. Glad to have you with us, already hitting the ground running, and the long-standing support the Atlanta Police Department has had from the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Also joined today by Major Pete Malecki, who is the commander of our Major Crime Section, as well as Major Ralph Woolfolk, who oversees our Violent Crime Interdiction Section. The last time we gathered here as a police department with the media we were asking for help from the community to be able to bring to custody the murders of two 13-year-olds in our city. I met just a moment ago with the mother of one of those young men, Michelle Freeman, and we were talking about the journey she's been on. The morning that she lost her son, 13-year-old friend of his, and an 11-year-old that was injured that day. And they were all celebrating a birthday party when gang violence and gun violence found its way to Spark Street. And Ms. Freeman knows that she has the condolence and the support of the Atlanta Police Department. It was there on July the 2nd. It continues today. And we made a commitment when we stood before you last time on Spark Street that we were going to identify the murders in that case. And not only were we going to identify the murders in that case, we were going to bring them to justice. And we're here today to give you an update on everyone being brought to justice that committed those crimes.
Hold up, bro. I gotta let this situation marinate, bro. Did old boy just say a 13 and a... No. Oh, that was more than just reckless. That was just crazy work. Like, all them shots. And nobody who was supposed to get touched got touched, but a kid throwing a birthday party. That's crazy work, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That is crazy. That's beyond me, fam. Now, that was beyond just... Y'all just out of pocket. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Y'all just doing too much.
Against the Freeman family or the Davis family, those crimes are not just against the Oakland City community or here on Spark Street. These crimes were against all of Atlanta. Because when gun violence touches this neighborhood and can claim the lives of two 13-year-olds, it touches every Atlanta neighborhood. And since those early morning hours, this police department has not tired in identifying who committed those crimes and bringing them to justice. And I want to acknowledge a number of the units that have been working since that morning and that have not stopped. Our homicide team, our gang unit, an analyst working out of public safety headquarters, the district attorney's office, and the FBI. And these individuals that committed the crime here on July 2nd were dangerous individuals that, if allowed to remain free on the streets of Atlanta, Georgia, were going to use guns again to harm. These individuals cannot just be taken off the street without risk to law enforcement. And thanks to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, our Apex unit, our ACE unit, and our fugitive units, we have taken into custody the last two individuals that we have sought for this horrible crime. And we couldn't do that without the community. Because if you remember the last time we were here, we were going door to door on every home in this neighborhood asking for the community support. So for everyone that has provided a tip, that has called Crime Stoppers, for everyone that has worked with our investigators, I want to thank you. Because everyone has a role in keeping Atlanta safe. I'm going to turn the microphone now over to the special agent in charge of the FBI field office. And Zach Brown, I do want to thank you for all the work that your team has been providing. Long before you arrived in the city, we've had a strong partnership with the FBI. And for us to be able to stand here and tell the Atlantans we have removed 2 more dangerous murders off the street, we want to thank you for your role in making that happen. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I'm Paul Brown, the special agent in charge of FBI Atlanta's division. And it's, first and foremost, I want to offer my deepest condolences to the Davis and Freeman families. No family should have to bury their 13-year-old children. The FBI is here as part of our joint efforts with the Atlanta Police and other law enforcement partners to solve cases just like this. The FBI assisted this case. It's part of our ongoing commitment to APD to combat violent crime and gang violence that's plaguing our communities. Everyone should feel safe and secure in their community and their homes. Atlanta's violent crimes and gang squads work every day with APD and our other law enforcement partners in concert and through our Atlanta Metro Major Offenders Task Force and through our Atlanta Safe Streets Task Force to get violent criminals like Tredon Crawford and Ali Caldwell off the streets. We will continue to use every resource available, working with our partners to include the Atlanta Police Department to keep our community safe. Thank you for your time.
Good afternoon. I'm Major Pete Malecki. I'm over our major crime section. So as Chief Shearbaum stated, several weeks after this incident took place, we were out here holding a very similar press conference, and we were asking for the help from the community. In just a moment, I'm going to show you some pictures of 7 individuals that we were able to take into custody in conjunction with this tragic incident. I stood here and told you the story how on July 2nd, just after midnight of last year, we had 2 13-year-olds and 11-year-old celebrating the birthday of Lamont Fremont. He had just turned 13, and he got to experience about 30 minutes of being a teenager before his life was taken. And when I turn it over to Major Woolfolk, he's going to discuss some of the investigative techniques and really the gang involvement and the gang ties that led to this incident taking place. But one thing I want to make absolutely clear, and I said it then and I'll say it again, these kids were innocent victims. So when we talk about the gang involvement, these two 13-year-olds and this 11-year-old, they didn't have a gang involvement. We didn't have interactions with them as a police department. They were good kids in the community, and unfortunately, their futures, their lives were taken. So I do want to thank all the community members that gave us tips and information on this case. And while I can't say necessarily that one individual tip broke this thing open, each tip is like a little puzzle piece. And we took every one of those, glued them together, and we're able to thankfully bring this case to resolution. And I will say that even though we have made 7 arrests, we never stop working cases. So if anyone has more information, we would ask that you do bring that forward, provide that to us, and we will certainly investigate every detail of those tips. So right now we're going to show some images of the individuals that we have made arrests on. So 5 of these individuals we already had in custody, we had arrested. Some of them were in jail on previous charges not related to this. So once we establish probable cause, we're able to serve the jails in which they're housed with these arrest warrants. So the first one there is Mr. Sanders. Let's flip in. Richard Hollis. Reginald Thomas.
Oh, that boy
Marcus
looked like he
Crawford.
did something. He looked like he stole
Mr.
something.
Mobley.
Damn, bro.
Tradon Crawford. And Tradon is one of the individuals that we took into custody yesterday. And then the final 7th individual is Mr. Ollie Caldwell. If you notice with these individuals, 2 of them share the same last name. It's because they are brothers.
I ain't gonna lie. When you got like a situation where it's like so many people involved, that makes the situation just a little bit more, scary, bro. Because now, not only is you fighting for your life, like you hoping that other people don't try to throw you under the bus to make their situation look better. I ain't gonna lie, there's a couple people on that list that probably look like they can't hold water, right? And it looked like this is way too many people involved for people to not get messed over, bro. Now, I'm watching this because I specifically want to see, like, how is this gonna lead to Lil Baby being arrested?
Seems like there was some type of family history of gang activity, gang involvement, and unfortunately, on the night of July 2nd, that escalated to 2 13-year-old children losing their lives. So I'm going to turn it over to Major Ralph Woolfolk, and he will discuss a little bit of the gang conflict and some of the investigative techniques and procedures that we used to get us here today. So thank you.
Thanks, Major. My name is Major Ralph Woolfolk of the Violent Crime Interdiction Section. And I first want to say the overall theme of this case is grown men playing gangster that left 2 of our children in graves and a community in fear. And we know in these communities that strength is about building community, not destroying it. And in this case, leaving 2 young people in their grave. I want to thank the community that was here with our investigation team from the inception of this incident. Out on the night of the incident, we not only received investigative assistance from this community, but we also saw a community that was full of compassion and love. Video evidence depicted several people in this community pouring out of their apartments, attempting to triage wounds, attempting to transport persons to the hospital, and making several 911 calls from this community that were used throughout our investigation that led ultimately, with their assistance, to some of the apprehensions in this case. I want to also thank the FBI, who has not only been an incredible partner to us throughout this investigation, but has also been a consistent partner to us throughout our fight, as Chief Shearbaum always says, against gangs, guns, and drugs. We have had a consistent partnership with the FBI that has aided us in suppressing our violent crime. And for our team members internally in the Atlanta Police Department that spent countless hours, investigative hours, a tandem approach, collaborative approach between homicide, between gangs, between our ACE unit, between our intelligence analysts, and several other internal units throughout the police department that spent countless hours working this case. I remember getting a call from the gang unit over 4th of July weekend asking to go up on a wiretap investigation. And subsequent to that call, the next 48 hours was spent on the phone with our district attorney's office, who was a great support to us throughout this investigation and trying to stand that T3 up. And through that investigation, our gang unit sacrificed vacations. Our gang unit sacrificed time with loved ones, sacrificed relationships throughout the course of this investigation. In 5,424 man hours from July 10th through October 30th, that was spearheaded by the Atlanta Police Gang Unit in a wire room to ultimately assemble key facts and elements leading us to where we are in the investigation. And for the investigation aspect of this, Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes.
Damn.
Before gang violence ultimately took his life. Gang violence that was orchestrated by adults in our city. And cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I can feel, his frustration while he up there talking, But in a way, sometimes you gotta put your emotions to the side to, lay out what's actually going on. For you to say cowardly acts would make people assume, his purpose was to go out there and to get somebody hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, in all reality, I do feel like a lot of these boys be having folks around them who don't be thinking smart at all. You feel me? And from the lineup we looked at, folks just looked mad in their lineups, and a lot of them was already going through their own little situations. Now, for me to see Lil Baby responsible for every action and everything everybody else do, it's kind of crazy work for me to believe, But I would hope like there's some extra piece of evidence that, Lil Baby knew it was a possibility. Something crazy was going to happen out there. You feel me? But for to just say that, we just might be hit with a curveball right now. We probably just don't understand right now. But like, that was wild a little bit. Like, I feel like that was a little wild. I ain't gonna lie.
Subsequent days, we saw homicides and shootings, and ultimately the deaths of 2 children as a result of his cowardly actions. And you know who you are. And I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons that you are affiliated with responsible for those actions. Ultimately, there are components of this investigation that led back to a prison in the state of Georgia where an illegal phone, a contraband phone, was used to orchestrate these acts. There was a hit called by a high-ranking gang member on the opposite side of that opposing rapper's gang. And I'll tell you today, that gang was Goodfellas. Goodfellas Criminal Street Gang being one of the most hyper-violent gangs in the city of Atlanta. And we will pursue you relentlessly in making sure that we keep this city safe and suppressing violence throughout our city. And lastly, I'll say, as Major Malecki...
Hold on, let me get this clear. So is he saying the fact that Lil Baby's rival gang leader from jail called in to make a hit while they were shooting a music video makes it Lil Baby's fault? Is that what he just said? I might be tweaking.
Indicated there is still a $50,000 reward that is on the table for additional information in relationship to this case. And our detectives and our officers through all of the internal units and external units that you see here today will be knocking on doors and working with this community that has been so resilient to collect additional information to continue to move this investigation forward. Thank you.
All right, man, y'all heard it here, man. That was a lot to hear from what's going on, man. And I ain't gonna lie, the way it's looking and sounding, it sounds like they say they working relentlessly to make sure Lil Baby is held accountable for that situation that happened on that day, man. Ain't gonna lie, this was a tough video to watch. Let me know how y'all feel about all this, bro. I feel like all this is crazy low-key, man.
Bring my bread right now. Bring my money, nigga. Bring my bread right now.